Evening and welcome back to Culture of Care. This has been a series we've been on, really diving into our own personal journeys and really wanting to lead by example and show vulnerability, and that it's not just a singular. There's not one person out there that we're all dealing with this.
Yeah.
This will be our last episode of this, and so we kind of wanted to wrap it up with kind of a little bit about how we're going to help you guys moving forward. We've talked a whole lot about the culture of care. When we say that, sometimes I think it can get lost. When we're saying culture, what does that mean?
Well, in our definition, when we talk about culture, it is the way in which we want to operate. It is the things that are important to us. It's what our values are. It is the commitment that we are making to create an opportunity for something to become a reality. So here at LifeSource, when we talk about culture of care, we don't want that just to be a slogan on a t-shirt or a nice poster on a wall. We want that to be the experience that everyone has, that when you're walking within the body of this church, is that you are not making that journey by yourself. That regardless of where you are, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what your struggle is, number one, you're accepted for who you are. Number two, there are those that are going to love you enough to walk with you through that journey. So when we're talking about culture, that's the type of an experience that we are talking about doing.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a lot of things here at LifeSource because we've made this a commitment. It's become one of the central elements of who we are, one of 5 pivotal parts of LifeSource that we believe that are core values of our church. If you've been to our church before, you'll see that there's a big journey wall on the right side that has all of the ministries of our church, which is pretty crazy. It's 33 now.
Yeah.
But that wall is in the process of being completely redone, and we're going to be moving all of those ministry names kind of up to the top where you can see all of the names. But on the bottom, it's going to change, and it's going to be the culture of care. That's what it's going to be about. So one of the things that we're about to be doing, I know people back there going, okay, it's great. Y'all are creating a culture, and you're doing all this. How does it practically help me?
How do I get plugged into that?
Yeah, how can I get help if I need help?
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the things we're going to be doing. The whole bottom part of that wall is going to have what's called a rack card. It's a third sheet of paper, and it's going to have every ministry that we can get our hands on that reaches out to people that need help. It'll have man of ministries if you're needing food. That's a way to say someone matters. If you need a card, it'll have in touch. If you need some form of repair on a home, any of our ministries that go to help people are going to be there. It's going to have all of the Journey Center ministries, the counselors that are there, the pastoral counselors, the job training, all of that's going to be there. So it's going to be any ministry we can find that is in our area. Doesn't even have to be our church. It's going to be, because we are committed to help you, and that looks not like just LifeSource. It looks like what resource can we find that can help you. So that wall is going to be full of these cards, and there's going to be a box for you to fill out, I need help, or I need this, and drop it in. And that will be given to the teams, and specifically whatever area they're asking for, we're going to get those to those ministry leaders or those team leaders, or help make the connections if it is to a counselor or a life coach. They can help you walk. That's one thing that we're doing practically here at LifeSource. Another thing we're doing, we've been, and I'll let you kind of share about this, we've actually began, because we're about modeling it first, right? This is the reason we're doing this with you. We've taken a step with our leaders. Why don't you share out what that is?
Well, we've taken a step to be proactive in making sure everyone is emotionally healthy as well as spiritually healthy, and that involves our mental health also. And that kind of gets overlooked in the church world a lot and not really elevated to the importance that is. And we realize that in the culture that we live in the world that we live in, busyness sets in, all types of pressures that come, and we want to make sure that we are doing our due diligence and making sure all of our leadership and ministry leaders are in a healthy place. So we have established a relationship with a couple of different counselors, female for the ladies, male for the men, that we are providing a quarterly health checkup, not a physical checkup, but an emotional and mental checkup, that you could meet with someone outside of the walls of our building where you can be objective with, and every one of our leaders We've already started this. There's been several appointments already been done, but every leader is being required to be able to have that, because we want to make sure that we're doing our part in making sure everyone is healthy in that regard. And I'm having mine ongoing. I know you have had yours, and it is just such a healthy way to get us outside of this mentality that if I admit that I need help, I'm somehow broken. That is a stigma that we have got to be able to do away with. We are on a journey of life, and God has designed us to be able to have other people partner with us to walk this life effectively. And we're just wanting to model that. We're not going to ask anyone in our church to do something that we as the leaders are not already actively doing. And I think that is already making a huge impact.
Yeah, it's so important that we can really remember that.
Yeah.
And you guys realize, I mean, you used the story a couple Sundays back of, the woman in adultery, and when she was caught, and it was interesting. He said, "Let that without the sin cast the first stone." Well, there was one man there that could.
Yeah.
There was a man at that could.
Yeah.
But even the man who could said, that's not how I see you, and that's not your
Yeah.
identity.
Yeah.
And he restored her. But that's something we need to realize. That's why it's okay to go to counselors if you need them. That's why it's okay to ask for help if
Yeah.
you need it, because Jesus had the authority to do that, and he saw the value in her, and he saw the hurt and the
Yeah.
wound, and his goal was not to punish her
Yeah.
for what she was, but to restore her, and that's what this
Yeah.
is all about.
Well, it takes the slogan off of your shirt
Yep.
that you're wearing right now and makes it a reality. You matter to us because you matter to God.
Absolutely.
And the devil always wants to attack your value and make you feel like that you're not worthy and that you don't matter. And I just want you to know you're seen. Not only are you seen by God, but you're seen by people who want to walk this journey with you. And that's the reality that we're trying to establish here.
Yep. So as we wrap up this, we just want you to know you matter
Yeah.
to us. You matter to God. No matter what the enemy tells you, you have a purpose, a plan, and God has something that only you can do. And we were intended to carry this burden one with another,
Yeah.
not as an island. So if you need help as we wrap this up, please do not suffer in silence and do not suffer alone. There are people that love you. God loves you, and he wants to care for you. So be looking for that resource wall. And if you're a guy out there who can challenge you, the last thing is our men out there. Don't be so tough that you can't say I need help.
Absolutely.
Because we all need help.
Absolutely.
You guys, thank you for following this series, and I hope it's meant something to you. We look forward to getting back with you guys on the next series.
Yep.
Have a great one.